Fuck school. Turn me on, tune in, and drop the fuck out, man. Go to rock and roll high school. Just go there, man. Because the ideology of rock will teach you more than anything at those institutions, right, Psycho Michael, and all the rest of you guys? First things first, you can never really copy anyone as a rock and roll artist. Because if it sticks to true rock and roll ethic and ideology, then it's for the safety of the child. But I'm not here to talk about rock and roll, not even what it represents. More or less, teach you what's taught in most rock and roll high schools. Yeah, right. High school. I just got that. Anyways, yeah, right. You say, yeah, right, yeah. When and where was there ever a rock and roll high school? I'll tell you. And I'm not talking about the school of rock, where famous rockers go and teach children how to play and be in bands and etc. No, not that. The real rock and roll high school. It exists somewhere in Transylvania, I'm told, right in the heart of Romania. Beautiful castles can be seen. Secondly, Romania lettuce is great. It's somewhere in between romantic, manic vampires, psychic vampires, and vegetarians. Okay, let's get serious now. I'm a teacher. Okay, rock and roll high school session is in. So tune in, man. Always, always say yes to dope, but only to confuse the stupid people who cannot understand that not everything is literal. Only say yes in the face of consumerism and the people who buy it, like art. Art is the newest rock and roll hip phrase. We're too cool to say fucktard, so we shortened it to hard. But then we realized it's been done, so we shortened it to ard with an A. All the punkers and rock and rollers wouldn't say retard. No. I'm sorry for spitting. No, they wouldn't say retard. It's not like that's who we're standing up against, or anything like that. I mean, all the middle American baby boomers who burn our record and say we can't talk like that. We can't say bitch because it degrades women. Why do people take things so literal? Homework assignment number one, go home and think about it. Why is it all so literal? Okay, next fucking lesson. Why do so many rock and rollers die? Because they're too cool to belong to any sort of thing here on earth. They've tried everything. All the underground sophisto art scenes. Basically, they're just so above it all that they need to die. And the 27 years old thing is just a myth. It has no special meaning to it. Now, all the rockers know that they're not really an artist. No one gets paid for 20 different art forms at once. If you are a real artist, you have a job as a sculptor or a graphic designer, and you stick to that one art form and you make money off of it. But when you're a rock and roller, you don't have to be too busy to be an artist. The real artist is too busy with trying to make a living, and soon the real artist will forget what being an artist in the first place is. Okay, lesson 2, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. This is one I'm extra good at, okay? My baby rocks me with a steady roll, and I don't know about all you cats out there. Now, drugs equals sex and vice versa. So, you don't really need any drugs. Even many whom gotten sober feel comfy with this drug filled ideology of rock and condone it for purposes of their love for rock. No pun intended. Besides, most punkers like downers, okay? But I'm a surfer. Unless they're speedballing. But like I said, this isn't about rock and roll and rock stars, man. It's what you learn in rock and roll high school, okay? Sex is very important. You get to express the most personal part of you, which can be the most scary thing to express, to expose yourself, to be real and true. Some may shun upon the reality of this, which is rock and roll. For all of you who did not know rock and roll means sex. Huh. Now, these days, rock and roll isn't dead, but it's not alive. You can't kill rock. It's just a form of music. But so much, much more for so many people. And yes, of course, there is a difference between rock and roll and rock. But like America's favorite religion, how Jesus Christ is Christ, but he is also God at the same time, and vice versa, and all that crap. It's the same thing with rock. Rock and roll. The holy rocker. So, like I was saying, we know there's this sort of irony with this popular music, pop music. We see in pop that sex is just as much, probably more prevalent. It's based on mainstream culture, akin, akin to all the bullshit, which comes back to consumerism. Please, just stick a Campbell soup can in their faces somehow, man. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, and sick of being tired and sick of all the isolation and fear from this constant static, man. I can hear for miles and miles and miles and miles. All the young dudes, man, just screaming to get out. And the funny part is, they're only kids. You must learn to escape. And that, my friends, is what rock and roll is for. So stay clean, my brothers. And try to remember all the bullshit I just spoke of. In my funny, stupid ass Crispin Glover voice. Till next time. Noma, fucking stay, son.